Hi students, we have already discussed about reproduction, right? So first let me know, why do you think that reproduction is necessary? By the way, reproduction is necessary to continue life on the earth as well as to maintain the size of the population, and one of the most important feature of reproduction is that variations generally occur Variations generally occur during these reproductions. As you know that there are mainly two types of reproductions, as your sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction where your sex cells are involved, or I can say your gametes are involved. However, your asexual reproduction means where sex cells or gametes are not involved. We already know about some basics or some types of asexual reproduction, as your fission, budding, fragmentation, regeneration, vestigial propagation, and spore formation. I have already explained you about this all type of asexual reproduction, so I don't think that I need to waste my time again on explaining this all stuffs. So let's move ahead towards the sexual reproduction. We will look after how the sexual reproduction is taking place in case of plants as well as in case of animals. So see, sexual reproduction involves male and female individuals to produce new organisms. Sexual reproduction, it means that there must be two individuals or there must be two organisms. Mainly one is your male and another one is your female. Second, fusion of male and female gamete should occur. Fusion of male gamete and female gamete must occur in order to give rise a new organism. Fusion of male gamete, you know what is the male gamete in case of humans, right? In case of humans, your male gamete is your sperm, and in case of females, the female gamete is your ovum. So when the fusion of sperm and ovum takes place, your zygote formation takes place, and your zygote undergoes a lots of development, and after that a new baby is actually produced or formed. Next, one of the important characteristics of sexual reproduction is that variations are seen during sexual reproduction. You know that what happens in case of binary fission. From binary fission, two cells are produced, and these two cells are the exact copy of their parent cell. But in case of sexual reproduction, the new organisms produced are not the exact copy of their parents, right? So let me ask you a question. Are you guys are the exact copy of your parents? Definitely not, right? Somewhat your facial expressions differ, somewhat your facial structures differ, right? So you are not the exact copy of your parent. It means you are showing some type of variations, and those variations are generally seen in case of sexual reproduction. So let's move ahead. So see, now we will study about reproductive system in case of plants. So let's see. This is the structure, how the male reproductive system is actually donated, or I can say the male are generally donated like this, and the female are generally donated like this. These are the symbols. This is the symbol for male, and this is the symbol for female. So let's see what are the parts involved in male reproductive part of a flower and what are the parts of a female reproductive flower. Let's see. This is a bisexual flower. Bisexual flower means there are both male gamete as well as female gamete are present in this flower, or I can say male or female, both sex cells are present in a single flower. That's why this is called your bisexual flower. So let's underline the structures. First of all, this is your pedicel. You can see from here to here, these are the portions of ovary, and these are your ovules. right? And this is your stigma, this is your style, these are your petals, and you can see the cap-like structure. This cap-like structure is anther, and this structure is your filament, and anther filament combinedly known as your stamen. Clear? And stigma, style, ovary, ovules, these all are combinedly known as your pistil. I'm again explaining. See, first of all, this is your pedicel, these are your sepals, these are your petals, this one is your stigma, this part is your style, these parts are your ovules, and this part is known as your ovary, and from here to here means stigma, style, ovules and ovary combinedly known as your pistil. So you may be asked a question like this, that what are the parts of pistil? So you have to write pistil includes stigma, style, ovary and ovules. So see, male reproductive part in plants. The male reproductive part in plants is your stamen, and your stamen includes two parts as filament and anther. Filament is your stalk-like structure. You can see this is a stalk-like structure and this is your filament, and this is the flattened top. This is your flattened top which produces pollen grains, right? It's the male reproductive part. Male reproductive part means what? It will produce male gametes, and in case of flowers, or I can say in case of plants, the male gametes are your pollen grains. So here in your stamen part, mainly in the anther part, your pollen grains are produced, and your pollen grains are also known as your male gamete. So I hope it's clear. Stamen. So parts of stamen includes your anther as well as your filament. Anther is the site where actually pollen grains are produced, and pollen grains are your male sex cells or male gametes. Next, see parts of carpel. By the way, carpel is the female reproductive part in plants. Carpel is the female reproductive part in plants. And your carpel mainly includes stigma, style, ovary, right? So you may be asked that what are the parts of male reproductive system of a plant? So the male reproductive system of plant includes your anther as well as filament. Anther is the site where actually pollen grains are produced, whereas filament is a stalk-like structure. You may be asked a question like this also. What are the parts of female reproductive system in plants? So you have to write that stigma, style as well as ovary and ovules are the parts of female reproductive system in case of plants. You can see stigma is your terminal part. Style is your elongated part. Ovary. This is ovary where your female gametes or female egg cells are actually stored, or you can say formed. So your male gametes or male sex cells in case of plants are generally produced in case of anther, right? You remember anther. And in case of female in case of female gametes, the female gametes, or I can say the female sex cells in case of a flower, are generally produced in your ovary. So let's move ahead. So what is pollination? Pollination is transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma. So what is pollination? Pollination is transfer of pollen grains. I am again reminding you that pollen grains are actually present on anther, right? So the pollen grains has to travel the distance from anther to stigma, okay? anther to stigma. The pollen grains has to travel from anther to stigma. This is called your transfer of pollen grains, and this is known as your pollination. Pollination is again of two types, as your self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination. We have already read about bisexual flowers. Bisexual flowers means where both sexes are present, or I can say where both the reproductive systems are present, as your male reproductive system and your female reproductive system. So in a plant where both male reproductive system as well as female reproductive system are present, those plants are actually called as your bisexual flowers. And in case of bisexual flowers, the self-pollination does occur. Okay, so let's see. Self-pollination means transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma in case of same flower. I hope you understand. Self-pollination means transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma in the same flower. But cross-pollination means transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma in different flowers. Self-pollination, transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma in the same flower. Cross-pollination means transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma in different flowers. I hope it is clear now. So let's move ahead. I have already explained you about self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination occurs in a single flower. However, cross-pollination requires two flowers, right? Two different types of flowers. Two different types of flowers means the flowers should be of the same plant. The flowers should be of the same plant, but there should be two different flowers. Next, see how the fertilization in plants actually takes place. First of all, you understand that what is pollination? Pollination means transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma. So when these pollen grains reach stigma, they form a pollen tube. Okay. So why do they form pollen tube? So that the pollen grains can reach into your ovules. Okay. Inside the ovary, ovules are present. Ovules are your female gametes, or we can say ovules are our female sex cells in case of plants. So pollen tube is formed so that pollen grains can be transferred from pollen tube to your ovules. Okay. So pollen grains means your male gamete, ovules means your female gamete. Now the male gamete has actually reached to your female gamete. So now the fertilization will take place. Why? Because the male gamete has fused with female gamete by the help of pollen tube. I'm again explaining. Let's see. So from here, this one is your anther, and from the anther, pollen grains reach your stigma, and from stigma, pollen tube is formed, and the pollen tube carries your pollen grains into the ovules, or we can say into the ovaries. And after the fusion of pollen grains and ovules, the fertilization takes place. I hope it's clear. So see, this is a flow chart how the fertilization actually takes place in case of plants. First of all, pollen grains from anther enter stigma, right? So let's move to the previous slide. Okay, pollen grains are moving from anther to stigma. So this one is your first step. Second, forms pollen tube. Let's move to our slide. You can see formation of pollen tube takes place. Then what happens? Grows inside the style. Okay, your pollen tube generally grows inside the style. I hope you remember, this part is your stigma and this part is your style. So your pollen tube grows inside the style. Your next step, reaches ovary, then ovules. So through the pollen tube, the pollen grains reach to your ovary or ovules. Then what happens? Fusion takes place. Fusion in between pollen grains and ovules takes place, and that is your fertilization. I hope it's clear now. So how the formation of seed actually takes place? Okay. So at first zygote is formed. So how the zygote is formed? After the fusion of pollen grains and ovules, the zygotes are formed. Then the zygote divides several times. After the formation of zygote, the zygote will divide several times, and after that your embryo will be formed, and after the embryo your seed will be formed, and after the seed the whole fruit is formed. We see that inside the fruit the seed is generally present. You must have eaten mango, right? So the seed is present inside the fruit. So at first the formation of seed takes place, and after that the whole fruit is formed. I hope it's clear now. Let's move towards human reproductive system. So before entering into human reproductive system, you have to understand about puberty. So puberty, what do we mean of puberty? Puberty means when a human being, that may be a male or that may be a female, reaches their maturation stage. Maturation stage means they are capable of reproducing. So let's see, this is your male, right? So the male reaches their puberty, or the male reaches their maturation stage at 13 to 14 years, whereas female get their maturation stage in between 10 to 12 years. However, these age variations differ from person to person. So when a male is about 13 to 14 years, it means that the male is about to mature, or the male has got into his maturation phase. So in his body sperm formation will take place. In case of a male at the age of 13 to 14 years, the sperm formation will take place. And with the formation of sperms, there is a certain type of hormone which is also released by testes. Testis in case of males is responsible for the formation of sperms as well as for the formation of a hormone called as your testosterone. I hope it's clear that in case of a male, when the male reaches its puberty stage or its maturation stage, the sperm formation will take place as well as the hormone, that is your testosterone, will also be formed. Testosterone hormone is responsible for creating different type of changes that takes place during your maturation stage, like growing of beards, then growing of mustache, and in case of male, their voice becomes a little bit harsh. So these all are the changes that take place in a male during this puberty stage, and these changes take place due to the hormone testosterone. Same with the female. When the female reaches 10 to 12 years of age, ovum production starts in their body. Next, what happens? With the formation of ovum or with the formation of egg cells, there is a certain type of hormone, that is your estrogen, is also formed in case of females. Estrogen hormone is responsible for creating many changes in case of females, like growing their breast size, and their voice becomes a little bit smoother. So these are the changes that take place in a female when she reaches her puberty stage. I hope it's clear. So see, what are the importance of hormones? First of all, they help in the gametogenesis. Gametogenesis means formation of gametes. So in case of male, the hormones like your testosterone and other hormones help in the formation of sperms. However, in case of females, the hormones help in the formation of ovum or egg cells. Next, they are also responsible for secondary sexual characteristics. Secondary sexual characteristics means facial, axial and pubic hair changes. First of all, facial hair, right? In case of males, let me make a male. Okay, in case of male, the beards grow, then mustaches also starts to grow. Similarly, pubic hair means the growth of hair will also be in your reproductive parts. Okay, so in case of females also, in their reproductive parts the growth of hair will be seen. In case of males also, in their reproductive parts the growth of hair will be seen. Similarly, pitch of voice, or I said you that in case of male their voice becomes a little harsh, and in case of females their voice becomes a little bit sweeter, a little bit smoother. Development of mammary glands. In case of both, in case of male as well as female, in both of them development of mammary glands takes place. However, in case of females, mammary gland is completely developed. Mammary gland means your breast. In case of females, mammary gland or your breast is completely developed. However, in case of males, mammary gland is not that developed. It's a little bit developed. So this one is about importance of hormones. Let's move ahead. So what are the parts of male reproductive system? First of all, this is your testis. You can see testis is located in your scrotum sac. This sac-like structure is your scrotum sac. And here is your vas deferens. And you can see this one is your ureter, and going on the ureter, the vas deferens passes through your penis. Okay, both in case of male, the urethral opening and the opening of the vas deferens is located in the penis. Means the sperm will be released through the penis, as well as the urine will also be passed out through the penis. Here would be your prostate gland. Here is your bladder, that is your urinary bladder. So let me explain you. First of all, the sperm formation will take place in testis. I hope it's clear. The sperm formation will take place in testis. After the formation of sperms, the sperm will travel through vas deferens. By passing through vas deferens, it will pass the ureter. Pass the ureter means, सोचिए ये आपका यूरेटर है. सोचिए ये आपका यूरेटर है. जो आपका वास डिफरेंस है या ये यूरेटर के ऊपर दे के जाएगा. ठीक है, आपका जो वास डिफरेंस है ये आपके, सोचिए आपका यूरेटर ऐसा है तो आपका जो वास डिफरेंस है ये यूरेटर के ऊपर दे के जाएगा. You can see here it clearly, right? The vas deferens is passing through the ureter, and there are certain glands like your seminal vesicles and prostate gland. Okay, these two glands are important. Seminal vesicles as well as your prostate gland. They secrete some type of secretions. They secrete some type of secretions into the sperms. Right? What happens in case of male is that उनका डायरेक्टली स्पर्म नहीं रिलीज होता है. वो एक मलाई लाइक स्ट्रक्चर कुछ रिलीज होता है पेनिस के थ्रू, जिसके अंदर स्पर्म्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं. तो वो जो मलाई लाइक स्ट्रक्चर में क्या क्या होते हैं? पहला तो जो प्रोस्टेट ग्लैंड कुछ सिक्रेशंस को सीक्रेट करता है. साथ ही साथ आपका जो सेमिनल वेसिकल्स होते हैं वो भी कुछ सिक्रेशंस को सीक्रेट करते हैं. तो प्रोस्टेट ग्लैंड का सिक्रेशन, साथ ही साथ सेमिनल वेसिकल का भी सिक्रेशंस, ये सब मिलके, साथ ही साथ आपका स्पर्म, ये सब मिलके एक मलाई लाइक स्ट्रक्चर फॉर्मेशन करते हैं जो कि आपका पेनिस के थ्रू रिलीज होता है. आई होप इट्स क्लियर. सो लेट्स मूव अहेड. This is your female reproductive system. First of all, in case of male also, 2 testes are present. Similarly, in case of females also, 2 ovaries are present. This is the first ovary, this is the second ovary. दिस इज योर ओवरियन लिगामेंट। आपका जो ओवरी है ये वैसे ही आपके बॉडी में फ्लोट करके तो नहीं रह सकता, तो ये आपके बॉडी से कैसे अटैच है? ये ओवरियन लिगामेंट के बदौलत ये आपके बॉडी से अटैच है। तो ओवरियन लिगामेंट का काम क्या है? ये जो ओवरी को आपके बॉडी के साथ अटैच रखता है, या फिर ये आपका जो ओवरी होता है ये आपका ये किसके साथ, यूटेरस के साथ कैसे जॉइन है? आप बोल सकते हैं कि जो ओवरी है आपका ओवरियन लिगामेंट के बदौलत वो आपके यूटेरस के साथ जॉइन है। नेक्स्ट देखिए, तो दिस वन इज अ ओवरी, देन दिस वन इज अ फैलोपियन ट्यूब। जैसे आपके मेल में वास्ट डिफरेंस था वैसे ही फीमेल में आपका फैलोपियन ट्यूब है। यहाँ पर भी ओवरी, यहाँ पर भी फैलोपियन ट्यूब। उसके बाद आपका यहाँ पर आता है यूटेरस, यहाँ पर आता है आपका यूटेरस। उसके बाद ये स्ट्रक्चर को ये जो स्ट्रक्चर है इसे बोलते हैं सर्विक्स, और उसके बाद आता है वजाइना। ओके, सो व्हाट आर द पार्ट्स ऑफ फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ovary, then fallopian tube, then your uterus, then your cervix, and then your vagina. So first of all आपका ओवरी में एग प्रोडक्शन होगा या फिर ओवम का प्रोडक्शन होगा। उसके बाद ये जो एग्स प्रोड्यूस होंगे वो जाके फैलोपियन ट्यूब के पास वेट करेंगे। वाजाइना से आपके स्पर्म्स आएंगे और फैलोपियन ट्यूब में आपका फ्यूजन होगा या फिर फर्टिलाइजेशन होगा। So let it be this much. We will discuss about more from the chapter how do organisms reproduce in our next class. Hope you have understood everything that I have explained in today's session.